Hi, my name is Miss Ebony Narpatty Bridgebassi, and I will be reading to you today part one of my dad's eulogy. Today is exactly 1 year ago since I laid him to rest. So it's January 5th, 2021 today. And yes, that would be a year ago, 2020 last year. So for some of you who missed it, and sorry, unfortunately, it got deleted from my phone. So I'm going to be rereading it back to the public today, okay? So, Eulogy of Vivekanand Narpatty Bridgebassi, written by his youngest daughter, Miss Ebony Narpatty Bridgebassi. He was born on May 7th, 1948, at number 65 Village, Rice Mill Yard, Quarantine Berbice, to his amazing late parents, Mr. George Bridgebassi, an agricultural and proprietor, and his lovely, soft spoken wife, Mistress Pulbass Bridgebassi. His grandfather, Mr. Jaggernath Bridgebassi, was a prominent businessman who wore well tailored suits and taught my father the righteous ways of life. He used to send my late father to recite poetry to one of the late king descendants in the village area after school every day, which this elderly man enjoyed. Being the most helpful in his family of 8 siblings, he would make sure he did his chores before and after school to make his parents and himself happy and content in life. My father was well known as Veka or Uncle Beachman, attended the Tagore Memorial Secondary School where he would live by their motto, Nihil Sihin Labore, nothing good is achieved without hard labor. So he would then turn his life around into the music industry, where he was a disc jockey for a local bar in the area called John Bull, where he played famous 45 records for people to enjoy, especially Rock the Boat and Hello Carol, which he used to call my mother. It happened so one day at school that my father, who was a young, exciting man filled with bright ideas, that the thought of writing an essay of building a resort on 63 Beach entertained his mind. This essay he did not know was actually going to materialize into a beautiful blue building on number 63 Beach called Sunsplash in the future. My father was working on making his big dream happen by migrating to Canada. Before venturing out there, he saw my mother in Annandale and fell in love with her at first sight. It happened so that the day reached for him to leave for Canada, for my dad to start a brand new life, focusing on fulfilling his golden dream for 63 Beach. He studied for a short while in Alberta at a business college and worked part time at a hotel, telling me how much he enjoyed the blueberry pie they served. He then moved to Toronto, where he met my mother, coincidentally, once again, when the train doors opened at Ossington Station. This all happened in the 1970s circa era. They officially met that day on the train, and he gave my mother his contact number. She misplaced the number and went forward with life. One day, while walking home from school in Toronto, Canada, Bloor Street, my mother saw and heard him, my father, yelling at her from his apartment balcony, to wait. She turned around and he caught up with her. He said, "Can't you hear me calling out for you?" She was playing hard to get and responded, "What do you expect me to do?" He then proposed. She said to her husband to be, "You're too tall for me." My father said at that time, "No problem, I will buy you heels." She agreed, and soon they were married, September 9th, 1975. My dad used to buy my mom all the latest fashion of clothes, costume jewelry, and heels, even bags, and would call my mom Marcus' wife Odelia. He loved to dress her with mini skirts at home. My parents started family life a little farther down the road because of sacrificing their lives and time to help family and towards working hard for their money. My dad was a punch press operator at a refrigerator company and then moved up into supervisor, then health and safety inspector at another fridge company. While my mother worked at a book company, clerical work. They both worked 20 something years each, so no one should ask where they got money to build Sunsplash Resort. I don't know why people ask that. Anyways, mother and father sponsored all their sisters and brothers to come to Canada and got no thanks nor no help in return. My mother would make sure she made all of us meals and give my dad the very best. My sister was born 5 years after their marriage. Her name is Natala Narpatty, and she is so hurt that someone took away her best friend from her life. They had a very strong bond as a father daughter and should be between one another. My sister, being the eldest and only child at the time, would go with my dad everywhere, shopping to fix his car, etc. 8 years down the road, coincidentally, Ebony Narpati was born, that is me, one of a kind, so much like her father that they couldn't always agree on some things, but had their own way of love for one another. I have cherished memories and family album pictures that will live on to its legacy. I remember running around Hyde Park with my curly hair and us going there as a family to see the animals. I would sit on my throne in the living room and play Queen of Hearts or grab the mic and start performing Whitney Houston for my dad, which he watched me and enjoyed. I can recall the first time my dad put me to ride a bicycle without training wheels in front of the building. Nice red shiny bicycle, by the way. Oh boy, was I ever happy go lucky. I was having a grand time when I fell, and he picked me up. I was like about 6 years old, brushed off the dust, treated my wounds on my bruised knees, and put me right back on that bicycle, on that shiny red bicycle again, to give life and to give it another try. I was successful. I still have those scars and memories till today. We need to learn from morals to improve oneself. My father, Vivekanand, always thought like a poet. He always quoted William Shakespeare. Some people are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Also, lately, we discussed Julius Caesar when a group of his enemies came to kill Caesar, and he saw one of was his friend, his best friend Brutus. In fact, um, he said, "Et tu, Brutus, you too." Um, this also has to do with some of my father's friends betraying him lately, just before he passed on. Mahatma Gandhi quoted, "Speak with words, not weapons." My dad would always utter. Bob Marley is his biggest fan and superstar forever and on. Wake up and live. Time will tell. Free your mind from mental slavery. Only you yourself can do this. Positive vibration. Hypocrites and parasites will come and take a bite. There's a natural mystic flowing through the air. If you listen carefully, now you will hear. Um, Many will have to suffer. Many will have to hide. Don't ask me why. Things are not the way they used to be. As you know, COVID-19, you could see that. Yeah, so there's all these words of wisdom my dad passed on through Bob Marley and other famous people out there, and I will be singing a musical rendition of Dreamland in tribute to my father when I'm ready to conclude. But that's the first part of my dad's eulogy for now. And thank you for watching. I will be adding the second part that I still have saved from my phone that gave up on me. And that would be the middle of the eulogy, and then I will be coming back on board with the end and concluding with the song Dreamland. So thank you so much today for listening um, about my dad, Mr. Vivekanand Narpatty Bridgebassi. It's going to be 1 year today that my dad passed away. Yeah, we're very hurt and we want to have justice. That's all I want, really want. I want to have justice, not just for my dad, but for Guyana, so that we can move forward in a country and develop it with our dreams and our ideas, and do so freely in a crime free environment and live in peace and harmony. Thank you very much again. My name is Ebony Narpatty Bridgebassi, and thank you so much for your time today. Thank you. Bye.